Welcome to Potholes Reservoir here in Grant County, Washington. We made it to our second stop of the BAM Pro-Am series here in the Pacific Northwest, and we have a fantastic fishery that we're going to dive into all week long. This episode's going to explore what the BAM Pro-Am series is, how Potholes Lake is fishing, and we're going to talk to some of the top contenders fishing this week. And we're starting with Travis Archer, a Super 60 pro, an angler that's really done well out here on the Pacific Northwest in a very short career. And he's got a long road ahead and a lot more wins to come. And he's looking to possibly win a Vexus boat this week. So, Travis, give us a little bit of an introduction about who you are, how your journey's been out here, and some of your recent successes and a little bit of history.
Perfect. So I started out tournament bass fishing at 15 years old. Actually, one of my best tournaments at 15 was out here on Potholes Reservoir, and I was able to qualify for the TBF Nationals and all that fun stuff. And then I just got addicted. So now I do all the major tournament series. I was able to qualify for the Super 60, and I've been successful doing the Pacific Northwest stuff. I mean, I was able to win the 2018 ABA championship, and then we just recently won the 2025 championship on Banks Lake. One of my favorite places to fish is Banks Lake.
Awesome. So, I mean, you're no stranger to winning boats. Like I said, you've had a pretty hot start this last year. You won. I mean, you're fishing in the Super 60. You've traveled to the East Coast a little bit. Um, Potholes Reservoir is a unique fishery, though. Can you give us a little bit of an understanding of where we're going to this week for this event, how the lake, unfolds, and what kind of fish it holds?
So Potholes is a great body of water. So you can it's a lot of junk fishing. So you can go throw a Senko, catch a ton of fish. You can go throw a frog. You can flip a jig. It's a great body of water because you can catch fish doing almost everything and anything. If you ever come to Washington, you have to stop at Potholes to give it a whirl because it's so much fun. First, you're running through the dunes. It's nice and tight, and you're cutting through the channels and stuff just to get back to go throw a frog in the back stuff and drag them out. It's a super fun place.
And I mean, one thing that you just highlighted is how far back you can get on this body of water. You're not fishing main lake points. You're really going through sand dunes, just like a desert, where I think there's past history of anglers actually bringing jet boats out here. They used to bring airboats. It seems like this is going to be a fishery that not only produces some interesting environments to fish in, but also some good fish. Do you think it's going to take some smallmouth, largemouth, mixed bag, or is it, I guess, a little bit up in the air for this week?
It's mainly going to be largemouth. I'll tell you what, if you see a smallmouth, someone caught a random big one in the back. Now, there are a lot of random big smallmouth in the very back where everybody's going to be fishing, but it's mainly going to be a largemouth fishery.
Okay, and when you talked about some of the baits you could throw, you did not talk a little bit and hardly at all about finesse tactics. So that means I have a feeling you're a reaction guy.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do out here. My number one bait out here is either a chatterbait, swim jig, or throwing a frog.
Awesome. And one thing that this place is also known for that's a little unique compared to other fisheries is beaver dams, I've heard. Is finding structure like underwater wood, beaver dam, stuff like that going to make a play? And is that where waypoints kind of come in and local knowledge?
Oh yeah, that's really going to help out. So what I've done over the years is study this thing on Google Earth over and over to mark all the beaver huts, all the dams and everything that I can find because Potholes is a lot of brush. It's and has a lot of toolies, but if you can find that beaver hut that has that access to a little bit deeper water, because right now they're dropping it, I think they're dropping about 2 inches about roughly each day. So those fish are pulling farther and farther out of the bays that they're in right now. So the first thing they hit is either going to be a point or they're going to stick to a beaver hut or a beaver dam.
Awesome. And I mean, anglers, when they come out here, is it a frightening place if you've never fished here before for these California guys making the trip? Or, are there hazards out there? Or is it, the worst you're going to do is polish a prop and end up on a sand dune?
That's pretty much it. You're going to polish a prop laying on a sand dune. I mean, today I hit a couple spots. I was like, oh, barely made it. I mean, I've heard stories of quads coming out, helping guys get pulled out of the sand and stuff. So
Awesome. And how many of the anglers in this field really have the opportunity to do well this week? Is it kind of anyone's game, or does local knowledge really separate talent out here? I know Mike Mazowski, he won the tournament last year. He got first place last weekend in the Northwest. So he's one that you're going to have to keep an eye on. But there's a lot of individuals from Idaho, Washington, Oregon that have all done really well. I mean, out here at Potholes. Do you think that it's something that anyone can come and get into quality fish, or I guess yeah. How I I guess yeah. What does it look like for the competition?
Yeah, that's a great thing about Potholes Reservoir is like anybody can come out here and probably catch 15 pounds. And then it's a matter of fact if you can get one or two more 4 pounders. That's really how Potholes is. I mean, the locals have that benefit of knowing what beaver huts typically hold the bigger ones and know which bays are typically better later in the year in the water levels. But yeah, that's the great thing about Potholes is everybody can come out here and just catch them. I mean, if you're not catching them, pick up a Senko and you'll catch them.
Cool. And is that what you're telling the big guys in the back of the boat to do as well, the co-anglers? Or do you have any tips for those guys to? I mean, there shouldn't be any bed fishing going on at this point. I guess that's just an assumption. But what can co-anglers do from the back of the boat to be successful out here?
Yeah, so there's not gonna be any bed fishing. Typically it ends like middle of June, all the bed fishing. But
Huh?
yeah, if you're a co-angler, he might be screwing you over because he's trying to fish the bank. But I'm telling you what, there's fish everywhere. If you pick up a Senko, throw it out deep, you might catch one out there. Just flip a jig behind him. Look, you can. What I tell every single co is throw a Senko, throw a jig, and if we get in an area where we can both frog and throw reaction baits, then let's do it.
Okay, and I mean, do you think that uh I guess there's almost a stipulation when you come to the Northwest where guys are very protective about their spots on different bodies of water, and I think that's why we have a challenge with these non-shared weight formats. But I guess what do you think the biggest drawback is on getting large numbers at these events? I mean, I think we have 57 and a couple deposits, so we have enough for the contingencies at this event, but were you expecting larger turnouts for these Northwest pro-ams?
Yeah, I was expecting a lot bigger, especially at Moses, because I mean that's one of our best bodies of water on the east side of Washington, in my opinion. That and Lake Roosevelt, that's my favorite place. But yeah, I was expecting a lot more. I think a lot of people are, like what you're saying, scared to show their spots, scared to really like give up all the knowledge that they've worked so hard to get to.
Yeah, and what about, Moses Lake? Did that play out like you thought it would, or, were the weights a little bit down? I mean, what was the feeling for that tournament, and did it exceed expectations for guys that may not have fished with us?
So unfortunately I didn't make that one, but yeah, that really exceeded a lot. I mean, I was very impressed. I got done fishing Brownlee for pre-practice, and when I was coming back, I was like, "Oh shoot, I wish I would have made it to Moses." But yeah, I was really impressed with how many giant bags were just coming to the scales. It was incredible.
Yeah, and talking about Brownlee, we're headed straight there after this potholes event for our Super 60 Pro Tour. We do still have a couple observer spots, so if you want to get in close on the action, see what that looks like. On the final day, we have one spot left, but we have some spots on Friday, Saturday. But how do you think Brownlee is going to play out? Are you excited for that tournament? 50 grand cash, set field of 66 anglers, so should be a pretty good tournament. But
Y- Yeah, dude,
yeah,
I'm so excited for that one because in practice, I was able to figure out how to catch a lot of fish, and I was really starting to dial in how to catch some of the better ones. Brownlee has a lot of 2 pounders and smaller, so it's going to really show who can find the bigger fish and who has that good mindset and knowledge of how to really locate the 3 and 4 pounders. Because for the 3 days I was out there, I was able to catch 1 4 and a handful of threes, but there's a ton of twos.
hey, so it sounds like keeper count is going to play a factor then, from what it sounds like. Or were they all 14-inch plus fish for the most part, or?
Yeah, for the most part, they're 14 inches. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna chase that keeper count, like you're
Okay.
just saying, because there's so many fish in that lake that you can just really get on a roll. I think that you're going to see some of the higher counts than you would say like the
Yeah.
Columbia River and stuff.
And did you qualify through the Northwest Pro-Am series to get into the Super 60?
Yeah, that's what I did. That's how I qualified, and I was super excited because you're starting it on Lake Shasta, and that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite places to go.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, when you say Lake Shasta, a lot of the northern guys have a hard time making that drive up there. But why is that one of your favorite fisheries? Is it the spotted bass? Is it the size of the lake, the atmosphere?
It's a uh it's a spotted bass and just how that lake fishes. It really fits into like how I like fishing,
Oh,
finesse deep, but also can do a lot of power fishing.
yeah.
So that's what I really like about Shasta.
Okay, and what about, I guess just your experience in general so far, fishing the BAM events, fishing the Super 60? Do you think it's something that these guys are still actively trying to qualify for? And do you think that it's something that we can grow into something special out here on the West Coast?
Yeah, I definitely think this is going to grow was incredibly, and it's going to be a huge thing here on the West Coast because a lot of guys are super excited. I know a lot of people were a little skeptical because the first year, the Northwest Division went to Shasta, so a lot of guys were scared to leave Washington. I think. I mean, I wasn't. I love
Yeah.
Shasta, but a lot of guys were scared to travel. But now that you have it more up, isolated in the Northwest, I think that there's going to be a lot more people that are willing to go and try and qualify for the Super 60s.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool format. You can fish keeper count or weight. You can fish for 3 days, try to qualify for 50 grand cash, and the total payout at those events is $250,000. But for this event, you have a good chance of qualifying for the BAM Classic Championship later on this year, too. How are you feeling about that? I mean, another opportunity to fish for a $120,000 boat, and a lot of money in that tournament as well.
Heck yeah, I love the fact that you guys were able to make every single program that you win a boat, and at the end of it, you can go fish championship for another bigger boat and more money.
Yeah. So, I guess just what are you thinking weight wise it's going to take for each day of this event, and what are you striving for tomorrow?
So I'm thinking it's going to take 15 to 16 each day to qualify, but you're definitely like day one, you might see like 19, 20 pounds, but I don't think that's really going to hold. You might see a couple 18s and 17s,
Okay.
but typically it doesn't really hold with the 20s, 19s and all that. So I'm really shooting, tell you the truth, I'm shooting for like a high 16, 17-pound bag
Okay.
for both days. I'm going to try and play a little conservative to try and maximize and make it on to the final day.
Yeah, and final day, it is cumulative for this event. So you guys are going to want to come out here to Mardon Resort. It's a fantastic place. If you're looking at the background of where we're filming right now, we're in one of their lake houses that you can rent anytime you come down here to fish this great body of water. There are fantastic hosts for us to come up here, and they do treat all of us and all of our anglers extremely well. So we appreciate their support. Grant County, Washington, and we need you to stay tuned because we're going to bring another angler in, talk about their predictions for Potholes Reservoir. But Travis, give us a little bit of last minute advice. Talk about some of your partners. Anything you want to say before we go on to the next guest?
So my advice for everybody is always keep your head down and stay positive. Positive mental attitude is the best thing because if you start going negative on yourself, then you're going to start messing up, doing negative things and all that. But just keep that positive mindset. I mean, that's what I strive for every single day. And I'd like to just thank all my sponsors, Chevy Puyallup, Northwest Industrial Repair, and then Archer Construction. I mean, my dad helped me sponsor and he's helping me out a lot this year.
Awesome. So you're taking out your limit out boat. You're running a Phoenix this year, and hopefully it's running quick for you tomorrow, and you're able to get to your spots and have a good day. So hopefully we'll be talking to the top three as well for each day of the event. So stay tuned for some more podcasts. Maybe we'll be talking to Travis tomorrow as well if he has a little bit of luck on his side. But thanks, Travis, and stay tuned with that positive mental attitude.
At Black Bear Diner, we believe a great meal should feel like a warm hug, like our Bear's Choice Breakfast. Start with 2 farm-fresh eggs, cooked just the way you like. Choose from our one-of-a-kind sweet cream pancakes, homemade biscuits and gravy, or indulge in cinnamon roll French toast. Add your choice of thick-cut smoked bacon or homemade sausage patties. That's a Bear's Choice. Your very own warm bear hug.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner.
Here at Bridgeford, we make all of our products with 100% American beef and pork. We source everything exclusively from the United States for our beef jerky, pepperoni, summer sausage, and salami.
We've always focused on having the highest quality products. We do that by investing in new cutting-edge technology while still trying to maintain the old world values that our great-grandfather instilled in us.
Being a family company, we like to think of a lot of our products as being for family occasions and get-togethers. We like to think of our products being made by our family for your family.
Welcome back to Potholes Reservoir for our pre-tournament cap of what we're looking forward to this week for great fishing, great fun, and great competition. we just talked to Travis Archer, a fantastic angler. He's already won 2 boats, but he's looking to win an AVX 1880 as well. But now we're making our way to Idaho to talk to some of the other anglers that traveled all the way from Coeur d'Alene to fish this event and have been supporting our Northwest Series from the get-go for years now, and we appreciate that support. So we're going to start with Curtis Reno, a fantastic pro, a fantastic angler, and we're going to learn a little more about him. So give us a little bit of an intro.
First of all, thanks for letting me come on your podcast, and thanks for coming all the way up here to the Pacific Northwest for us to come out and kind of showcase our talents and fish against some of the best in the West. Um, I'm kind of a kid, still kind of young, and been fishing my whole life and got into tournament bass fishing, and it's addicting. So, family man, have a wife, son, and it's all I love to do.
Awesome. And yeah, we just got to learn a little more about you and your dad. He's an avid turkey hunter fishing as well this week with us. But we appreciate that support that you guys have to come down here. And I mean, from what you've seen from the start of our Pro-Am series out here in the Northwest, do you think more guys should be hopping on board? Are you disappointed with the turnouts? Are you happy with the promotions? What are the goods and bads that
Uh,
you've seen so far?
I think you guys put out a phenomenal product, and the tournaments are ran super professionally. I am a little disappointed in the turnouts. It should pull more boats. This lake is absolutely phenomenal. Moses is phenomenal as well. And this lake swallows giant boat fields. I mean, with the Nixon's Big Bass tournament, I mean, 157 boats. The Potholes Open is 150 plus boats, and this place does not fish small. So I mean, if you're thinking about getting into the pro-am kind of tournament fishing, I mean, where else in the Northwest can you sign up for $1,000 and have a chance at a brand new boat?
Yeah, and you don't have to split that boat
Mm.
between your partners, so it's a pretty cool deal. There's a lot of guys that are here trying to qualify for the Super 60. There's a lot of guys that are just local tournament anglers. They normally cash a check every weekend, and I mean, a 1 in 57 chance with a couple more that are deposited. So we have that 60 boat field, but that's a pretty good chance at a new boat.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, talk a little bit about how Potholes breaks down. We know how expansive it is. There's a lot of sand dunes. It's a little bit dangerous at times. But give us a little bit more in depth on what guys should expect out here if they've never fished here, why they should come check it out, and what kind of quality it holds.
So I absolutely love potholes because you can catch them any way you want. You can catch them deep, you can catch them shallow, you can catch them punching, flipping, frogging. The lakes consisted of really 2 main arms. There's the Crab Creek arm and then the western Winchester side, which is mostly all your sand dunes and little kind of pondish areas. Right now the water's way higher than I've ever seen it this time of year, so the fish are a little more spread out, I've found. I personally like it better when the water's low. It consolidates your fish and you can get more into those bigger schools of fish. Um, but I mean, as far as being able to go anywhere you want, catch them however you want, it's a lot easier to get around this time of year. You don't have to worry about hitting dunes as much. And with today's mapping, it makes it really, really easy to get around here. But it can be overwhelming. But you can catch them from the face of the dunes all the way to the back of the lake, and you can catch them against the dam all the way down the Lynn Cooley Arm. There's fish absolutely everywhere in the place.
Cool. And do you think that there's going to be some big smallmouth that are caught, or is it really largemouth oriented this time of year? Or?
Gosh, this lake in general, I feel like is mostly largemouth oriented. My dad and I were just talking earlier today when we were out on the lake, and I am surprised that somebody has not cracked the code on the smallmouth. It's got to have big smallmouth in it. The feed is incredible. There's tons of crawdads. A big smallmouth around here that I've seen personally, if somebody weighs a 4 pounder, it's going to be a big one, and it's probably going to be incidental getting caught back in the dunes. But they do get back in there, and they do grow.
Awesome. And I mean, with the weather, I mean, it's 86 degrees today, beautiful, not a whole lot of wind this weekend. So it's really setting up for one of our nicer tournaments, especially after the windstorm that we experienced at Moses. But do you think there's going to be much of a reaction bite? Is it finesse? How can guys break it down from the front of the boat and the back of the boat? And without giving too much info, I guess a little bit of an idea and understanding.
Yeah. I do think there's a reaction bite for sure. The first couple hours of the day before the sun gets high, you can catch them winding. And then after that, for me personally, it's slowed way down. A drop shot, flipping, punching into hyacinth mats and stuff like that. But then you always have an all day top water bite.
Cool.
So I mean, you can wind a buzz bait and get bit at noon if you want. It's not unheard of for them to go off in the middle of the day.
Awesome. And I guess, what should we expect in terms of um, co-anglers? Can they fish pretty openly on this body of water? Or I guess, are they going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage? Um, there shouldn't be a whole lot of bed fishing going on, but yeah, I mean, how would you explain for a co-angler to have a good experience, a learning experience, and not overwhelm the pro? And I guess just have a good mutually beneficial relationship.
That is the one thing that is amazing about this place is it's really tough to front end somebody out here. I mean, if you're fishing a beaver hut, the pro can nose into the beaver hut, and the co still has, I mean, willow brush and weed lines and hyacinth mats. It's really tough to not have a cast out here. Um, from a co perspective, I mean, Senkos, bring a frog rod, bring a flipping stick. You're gonna have targets all day. Bring a chatterbait rod. The chatterbait always catches them here. And so, as far as co weights go, I think it should be a fair. Every co I would think should be able to catch a limit.
Wow. And what do you think, numbers wise, it's going to take on the pro side every day?
Every day, I think the first day you'll see a big bag. Mike, what was it last weekend? Last weekend dropped a 20-pound bag. So I think you will see a big 20, 21-pound bag the first day. I think consistency, though, is really what it's going to take. And I'm thinking that 17-ish a day is probably going to win.
Okay. And I mean, what about the competition that we've got? I think Wade Wilkins did really well here. Zach did really well here. All these fantastic anglers that are pretty young, but we've also got older anglers that have taken a lot of money and won a lot of boats. Do you think we have a pretty solid field out of the numbers that we have?
Uh,
Are we pulling the cream of the crop for the Northwest?
yes, absolutely. I mean, there's there are no other guys that I would rather fish against. They are the best in the Northwest, and there's guys that have a lot of history on this lake. Guys that constantly win here. Rich Kraft won a boat here
Yeah.
at one of the pro-ams a couple years ago. Yeah, it's a stacked field, and I'm excited to get out there.
Awesome. And if you're listening right now and you're not fishing this event because it's not a lake you think we should be at, put in the comment where you think we should go. And I want to hear from you what we should look at next year, what some other high quality bodies of water are out here. And yeah, I guess what we can do to keep building momentum, build more bigger fields, and really hit some of these target fisheries on the Northwest.
Over here, I'm a little biased, and in my heart of hearts, hope you don't go there because I've donated a lot of money there, but they're giant bags and it's fun. It's a giant lake. Coeur d'Alene Lake would be high on my list for sure, being a hometown kid from Coeur d'Alene. Lake Pend Oreille and the Pend Oreille River also are really great fisheries. The Pend Oreille River on the Washington side is a great
Yeah.
fishery. But as far as I mean, BAM does such a good job with the promotion and the reaching out constantly. You're on everybody's feed with all the advertisement and everything. It's a great trail to be a part of, and I don't think people really realize what it is until they are involved in it.
Yeah.
And there might be a bad taste in people's mouth from the whole Wild West thing that happened and everything, but it is top notch. I look forward to every time you guys come back.
Awesome. And I mean, we're working hard. We have a great staff, a committed staff. I mean, our guys literally showed up Wednesday and we're here until the 29th because we go straight to Brownlee for our Pro Tour event there. And as an Idaho guy, what do you think we can expect from Brownlee Reservoir with these guys? Have you heard much about it? Is it kind of a dark horse in terms of fisheries, or?
I've been to Brownlee one time, and it was a long time ago. I was in a junior bass club tournament down there. Um, and I don't know much about it. I know there's a lot of smallmouth and I'm not sure on weights. But with the group of guys that you guys go on, like the Ron Maces and though, I mean, they're smallmouth junkies.
Yep.
So Jake Boomer, those guys, I mean, they love to catch smallmouth, so that they'll catch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited. Either way, someone's taking 50 grand home, so it's gonna be good. But yeah, I mean, give a little bit of advice, I guess, in general that you think might be good for the pro-am formats that guys might not really be familiar with. The non-shared weight format kind of scares people. It's not a team tournament; it's a little higher entry, but again, you don't have to split your boat if you win it. $1,000 is not that much more than 400 for a team tournament, realistically, especially when it goes from a couple thousand for first to a boat for first. But yeah, I mean, what are the benefits of fishing a pro-am from what you've seen over the last couple of years?
For sure, competition. Normally, only the guys who have the abilities and really crave that big tournament aspect are going to put up $1,000 for only 2 days of guaranteed fishing. Um, the winning the boat aspect. I mean, 1 in 57 chance of winning a brand new boat, and you don't
Yeah.
have to split it with anybody, like you said. From a co-angler standpoint, it's it is a hefty entry fee, but you're going to get to go with a very good fisherman who, I mean, if you're going to pay $1,000 to come fish somewhere,
Yeah.
I mean, guys are going to be on them.
Yeah. I mean, even for the coast side too, 495. So I mean, really, if you fish for 3 days, you're getting a guide trip for a couple $100 a day if you split it
Yeah,
up like
nowhere in
that.
the country can you do that.
So, I mean, and you're getting the guys that are fishing their best water on their best days of competition, trying to take home the top prize. So, you really get to see a different aspect in general when you're coming out with these guys. And it is a little bit of high competition. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be able to be ready to go and run and gun and have the rods and your ready, rods ready, and the open mindedness to be able to fish what's in front of you and what you're given. So, it's a unique thing. It's something that's pretty special. I mean, when you're catching your own fish in the non-shared weight format, it does feel a little bit better when you do win
Yeah.
that 3 day tournament against these guys too. But have you had any big wins? Have you taken home a boat? I guess did you fish in high school? What's your past look like?
So I fished in high school pretty heavy. Got a couple third places in state championships and stuff like that. Took a little bit of a hiatus. Came back, I want to say in 2020, and have fished fairly consistently. A few top tens this year in itself has been one of my best years. I've had 2 seconds and a few thirds, and
Yeah.
we've been fishing really well. So we're hoping to keep that rolling here.
Awesome. Yeah, keep the momentum going. You did talk a little bit about high school, but what about our Scholastic series that we have? I mean, these guys, we have 10 at this tournament, but they get a fish for $100, and really get to learn. I mean, I think it's a pretty cool deal. And would you have done it when you were in high school?
Oh, 100%. I mean, when I was growing up, we had some hammers were in Coeur d'Alene, and I mean, when you got a day on the lake with Brandon Polinick or the Charlie Lynches, the Jeremy Tripps, those guys, I mean, you invested your entire day and all the gas money your parents would give you to go spend a day with them. And the way that technology is now, and I mean, the fisheries to me have just been getting better and better and better. And I mean, for a high school kid to be able to come out here for
Yeah.
$100 and learn a body of water like this, it's incredible.
Yeah. And will live scope play a factor in this tournament, or the use of technology? Or, I mean, is it really using your maps to get back in places and fishing shallow and trying to fish clean?
If a guy really wanted to, you could scope him. There's a few spots where, I mean, just off the top of my head that it would play. For me, mostly around here, I stare down at it to see where weed lines run out or where dunes break off, that kind of stuff. But as far as like shaking a minnow, I haven't seen that out here.
Awesome. So it sounds like people should be excited, especially if you're sitting out because of live scope and not wanting to advance in technology, which we actually did a survey and more people want to keep live scope than want to get rid of it. So that says something about the competition angler now and the advancement of the sport, whether that's good, bad, in between, whatever your opinion is. It seems like it's here to stay at the moment, and it's still growing. But we've got the Columbia River next. Are you trying to qualify for the Classic Championship? And if you do qualify, are you going to make that trip to fish it wherever it's at?
Yeah, if I qualify, I would love to come fish it. That's $250,000 championship on. Where is it at?
Good question. We'll let you all know very shortly. We're still trying to finalize a few details and keep that excitement growing and really make it a good event. So very soon it will be known, but in the meantime, we're just buttoning up a few things and helping you guys qualify by making these events up here. But stay tuned because we're going to bring another guest on. Curtis, do you want to leave with anything? Do you have any sponsors, any support that is a big help for you?
One company that I've kind of connected with and since inception. It's a really cool company, brand new, Johnny Creek Baits. They're hemp infused baits. They catch them. I've been catching all my fish this week out here on them. Really cool, family oriented, great story. If you have a chance, jump online, go to johnnycreekbaits.com. And then my family, my amazing wife, my beautiful little boy, my parents, mom and dad, my in-laws, everybody is so supportive of what I do, and they allow me to chase these silly green fish around.
Awesome. Yeah, we appreciate a good support system, and it definitely goes a long way. Johnny Creek Baits is making a name. They made their way out to Idaho. They supported all of our high school students fishing back east right now at the high school TBF National Championship and World Championship. So Johnny Creek is making a name for themselves, and we appreciate the work they're doing to try and grow the sport as well with better quality products and something that the fish haven't seen before. So stay tuned for Mardon Resort because we're here for a good time, for a great weekend of fishing, and we'll be right back with another guest.
Summer is in full swing at Mardon Resort in sunny Central Washington. With hundreds of days of sunshine, swimming, fishing, mini golf, campfires, and more, you won't forget your stay at Mardon. Tailor your vacation to you. From lake houses to cabins to big RV spots, there's more than one way to experience Mardon. The Beach House Restaurant and our resort gift and tackle shop has everything you need for a great trip. Visit MardonResort.com for special events, the latest specials, and to reserve your destination vacation today.
Hey folks, pro bass fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear, but then I discovered StoreQuest self-storage. Now check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
Welcome back to the BAM Pro-Am pregame show here on Potholes Reservoir. We're hosted by Mardon Resort for this event, and it's been a fantastic start to our tournament. We're doing check-in right now. We're pulling anglers aside, talking to Travis Archer. We talked to Curtis Reno. And now we're going to move to the collegiate side a little bit, and we're filming with an angler that's fishing his first ever pro event, but he's had a lot of experience on Potholes Reservoir, and he's a fantastic angler at Oregon State right now. So we're bringing in Bradley Tiller to give a little bit of an intro about himself.
Yeah, so I grew up on the west side of Washington, made trips to Potholes here and there, and then just a couple of years ago, started coming here every spring, kind of gained a lot of experience here, fished a couple of pro-ams as a co, which helped a lot. I highly recommend doing that on any lake that you want to get better out. And yeah, spent the last couple of days pre-fishing here, had a really good first day, kind of a so-so second day, but I'm excited and nervous for tomorrow.
Yeah, and talk about your journey so far up to this point, what kind of tournaments you've fished, how this relates to those tournaments, and what you're expecting as I guess, as being a pro for the first time from going as a co-angler in the past, and what that journey looked like.
Yeah, so I joined the Oregon State bass fishing team, and I guess it'd be early 2024, and they've helped me tremendously. It started out smaller, and we've kind of grown. Me and my group of officers, there's about 10 of us now. We started with about 3, and yeah, so we fished a lot of events as co-anglers. Now, thanks to BAM, we get to fish the Scholastic as co-anglers. Helps a ton. Lots of experience gained through that stuff. And yeah, so fishing as a co-angler, I highly recommend, again. And yeah.
Yeah, and before we sell you short, you're also a college student going to graduate next spring. On top of that, you're working in marketing for Discount Tackle, a fantastic Oregon-based online store that you can go check out and get any of the baits you need. They might even have koikis in stock if you get
They
lucky.
Yeah, we get them every now and then it drops. So definitely be checking on Discount Tackle.
Awesome. But yeah, I mean, what are your goals for the sport? You're already on a fantastic trajectory. Are you wanting to fish in the Super 60, make a career in it? And what steps are you taking to do that?
Yeah, so I'd love to, like I said, work in the industry for sure, just so that I love my work. I think it'd be great. And then I guess the end goal, at least short term, is fish the Super 60 in the next, 3 to 5 years, as soon as I qualify, hopefully. And I'd say that's the goal.
Awesome. But you missed Moses Lake,
True.
unfortunately. So you're fishing potholes. Are you going to go to the Columbia River?
I'm thinking about the Columbia.
Okay.
Honestly, it depends if I can get some money back on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the coming years, I'm definitely planning on fishing these full time, the pro-ams.
Awesome. And one thing that you talked about was you actually fished with one of our first guests for the show today, Travis Archer.
Yeah.
But how is that experience fishing as a co-angler from the back of the boat and starting as a co-angler to now running the boat for the next, hopefully 3 days, at least 2 days. But
Yeah.
did it teach you a lot? A lot of, I guess, structure. What were the biggest pros and cons, and why? I guess what is the biggest reason you're moving to the front now?
Yeah. So I always tell people those 2 days, it was a 2 day, I think it was a Limit Out Marine tournament, and this was in 2024. Shout out to Travis Archer and shout out Cy Floyd, who I had the second day. I believe he's here.
Yeah.
I learned more in those 2 days than maybe any other 2 days of bass fishing in my life. They taught me so much. Potholes is intimidating if you don't know anything about it. If it's your first time here, it all looks the same. They taught me so much. And then, transitioning to the front of the boat. I think I learned, first of all, a lot of etiquette in those 2 days. They were both great and taught me a lot that wise as well. And yeah, I'm just excited to be able to run the boat and help my co get on some fish as well.
Awesome. So now at this point in the show, we do need to go into our tip of the week. We talked a little bit about how you like frogging, flipping, throwing those reaction tactics, but give us a little bit of an insight on how we can become better at flipping, throwing creature baits, throwing heavy weights and cover and grass. And give us a little bit of a rundown.
Yeah. So if I were to pick one tip of the week, I think it would be patience while frogging and flipping. I like long pauses with my frog, and I feel like they often hit on a long pause. And with flipping, same thing. Especially if I'm in an area where I'm catching fish, I flip it in there and I'll give it a couple bumps and I'll just let it sit for a second, and they often pick it up while it's just sitting there. So yeah, I think patience is key this week.
And how heavy of a weight are you using? When a lot of guys here flipping, they're either thinking California Delta with the ounce and a halfer, or they're thinking very light flipping on 20 to 25 pound fluorocarbon. Are you fluorocarbon or braid or?
So I'm using straight 65-pound braid. That might be a little bit overkill because I'm not flipping the heaviest stuff. I could probably get away with definitely 20, 25-pound fluorocarbon or a liter at least. But I just prefer straight braid, less knots that could possibly break in my line. And it's 65-pound braid is not going to break. So just a little peace of mind with that. But I'm flipping half ounce minimum, ounce maximum, kind of just depends on the cover. I have a couple rods rigged up on the deck ready to go. Just depend on what I see out there.
Awesome. And let's talk about this beautiful water clarity we have here. It looks about moss green, almost like can of pea soup. But you're going to be fishing fairly shallow water.
Yep.
Do you think line size and color and density has anything to do with the fish's reaction to it? Or are they pretty, grab and go and not really looking?
Yeah, so my experience and practice so far, I actually did tie on a very short 25-pound leader to my 65-pound braid, and I don't think it made a difference at all. And I actually caught less fish. I don't know if it's correlated, but I caught less fish with a leader. So I'm just going to run straight braid.
Okay.
The water's definitely dirtier. That might have something to do with it. I think it's just grab and go under the canopies in the buckbrush. Yeah.
And are those guys that utilize their live scope stressing a little bit right now coming out here? Or is there a place that you can use it?
There's definitely a place where you can use it. There are some smallmouth here. There's a couple decent ones, but I don't think it's going to be one scoping. I don't think it's going to be one on smallmouth. I think it's going to be one back in the dunes. where it's very hard to live scope.
And how much weight are you aiming for?
I'm hoping to win. I'm hoping for 18 a day. To make the cut, probably 17 and a half
Okay.
a day.
Okay. So, I mean, fairly decent bags, a
Yeah.
couple 4-pounders
Yeah.
in there, but
It's gonna need them.
yeah. Do you think that there's those high caliber 5, 6, 7 pound fish, or are they very, very hard to
Very,
get?
very rare here.
Okay.
Like you look, there was a tournament last week where the big bass was 4.7, a
Wow.
big tournament. Um, there's a annual big bass event here every year with like 180 boats, and I think 5.4 was the biggest last year or this year, something like that. So they're here, but I think a 20-pound bag is great. There's probably going to be a 20 on the first day, and then that guy usually going to dwindle out. But yeah, hopefully it's me, but
Hey,
we'll see.
starting off hot, you might be on the camera again tomorrow talking
So,
about your day one. But it sounds like there's a lot of, I mean, 2 to 4 pounders in this lake, which means it should be pretty
yes,
fun from the front of the boat and the back of the boat.
definitely.
What should a co-angler throw?
Yeah, so I think, in my opinion, this is the best lake to be a co-angler, just because you're always going to have something to throw at as long as you're back in the dunes. In every direction, there's cover. Weightless Senko is going to be your friend. Maybe a lighter, like finesse or jig could be your friend. And honestly, a frog. I think a frog could be your friend. You're not going to get many bites, but if you're looking for one kicker, I'd throw a frog.
So all you need are 3 rods tomorrow, a pack of Senkos, and you're good to go.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds like. But um, yeah, I mean, what about this tournament? Then the Columbia River is going to be smallmouth oriented again. Moses was fairly smallmouth oriented. I guess, do you think that the format of the lakes is pretty unique for the Northwest angler? Are there lakes that we're missing that we need to go to? Any around Oregon State that hold trophy spotted bass that we should talk about? Or?
Oh, we should not talk about those. But man, for the Northwest, I think, again, in my opinion, I think these 3 lakes are they got good diversity. They're all different, yet they're all great lakes that can manage this many boats. There's a big tournament of potholes every week, basically. But yeah, no, smallmouth, the Columbia would be my weakness probably. I'd have to definitely practice the full time and figure that out. But yeah, I think these 3 lakes are great.
And how do you feel about the competition this week? I mean, we've got guys that have won multiple boats over the years, a lot that are a lot older than you, and a
Oh
lot
yeah,
that are your age that are already fishing on the highest level we have out here.
exactly,
So it's pretty unique that, I mean, someone your age can compete and do well very easily if you get on the right bites. But
exactly.
I mean, do you think that we're getting the right caliber of anglers fishing these?
Definitely, there are some hammers here, and there's some hammers that fish all 3 Northwest events. Definitely, like Daryl Burkhart won the last event.
Yeah.
I think he got 2nd place here last year.
So he's definitely in contention then?
Definitely, Daryl's in contention. There's a couple local hammers like Cy Floyd I mentioned earlier is a local hammer. It's going to be tough to make the top 10.
Well, it sounds like we might be talking to a couple of those guys tomorrow, and you're going to want to stay tuned for another podcast because we're talking to our day 1 leaders, day 2 leaders, and then we'll turn it to the Champions Corner again on Sunday. But Bradley, how can people find you online? How can people support Oregon State University? Give us a quick rundown on that.
Yeah, so my Instagram handle and Facebook handles Tiller Fishing, and then Oregon State University. I believe our handle is Oregon State Fishing Club on Instagram. You can reach out to us anytime, send us a DM with any questions or any input at all, and we'll respond to you. And yeah, buy our merch as well. We have merch. Just message us about the merch. It's available on Instagram.
Cool. And last thing, what about the Scholastic Series? Why should you fish that if you're a high school angler or a college angler?
Yeah.
And what are the benefits?
So remind me of the scholarship award.
So Simpson gives $100,000 scholarship to Angler of the Year. I mean, we're really here to promote all of the anglers that fish, whether they want to go back east, whether they want to be showcased in a magazine, or whether they want to learn for 2 days. So it's a pretty cool thing. Next year, we might even have some talk about getting them into the championship. If they do well enough and get AOY, but we're looking at some different things, some distinctions that we can do differently. But I mean, there's only 10 high school anglers that sign up, a couple college anglers, but I feel like we should have a full field at every tournament.
Really should, with that prize especially. I mean, these kids have a 1 in 10 chance of a $100,000 scholarship.
Yeah.
So that's reason enough right there. And then again, just experience. I think getting on the back as a co-angler is the #1 thing for experience you need to do. And yeah, I think that's enough reason right there.
Yeah, so whether it's Simpson, whether it's going to Oregon State, there's some great anglers that would love to have you join the team. And
Definitely.
I mean, you're with a good group of people, whatever school you go to, whether it's West Coast, East Coast. But if you come to BAM, you're with a fantastic group of anglers that are from all ages, and you're going to make some lifelong friends. So thanks for your time, Bradley. We're going to possibly talk to one more angler, but if not, might be a wrap for the this week's pregame show for Potholes Reservoir, hosted by Mardon Resort. So it's a great place to stay, a fantastic venue, and there's going to be some good fishing caught. So it's going to be starting bright and early at 5 a.m., and we'll see you at weigh-in later tomorrow.